The unemployment rate for new college grads has recently surged, and some economists say businesses are now replacing entry-level jobs with artificial intelligence.
This is the story of a growing gap between what politicians claim and what young Americans actually face in the job market. Governor Kathy Hochul keeps telling everyone that New York is thriving, that college graduates can't wait to move there. But the numbers paint a completely different picture, and anyone who's lived through tough economic times will recognize the pattern. Kathy Hochul holds the title of New York's 57th governor and became the first woman to ever occupy that office when she took over in August of 2021. Just this month, on January 13th, 2026, she stood at the Egg Theater in Albany and delivered her State of the State address to an audience expecting good news, and she gave them exactly what they wanted to hear. Her exact words were, "Retail is surging, more college graduates are moving to New York than anywhere else in the country. We're leading the nation in return to office. From Babylon to Buffalo, New York is rising." That sounds fantastic on the surface, like New York has become the promised land for ambitious young degree holders. Here's where reality crashes into the rhetoric, because while the governor painted this glowing picture, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, located in her own state, has been tracking what's actually happening to these graduates. Recent college graduates between 22 and 27 years old face a 5.3% unemployment rate, according to Federal Reserve data. That number alone doesn't sound catastrophic until you compare it to the overall labor force unemployment rate sitting at just 4%. Young people who did everything society told them to do, who went to college, earned their degrees, followed the rules, are now struggling more than the general population, and that represents a historic reversal of how things used to work. Previous economic downturns followed a familiar pattern for those of us old enough to remember them, but a college degree always served as protection. That was the whole arrangement, the social contract everyone believed in. Go to school, get the degree, land the job. That contract appears to be falling apart. The St. Louis Federal Reserve tracked unemployment among graduates aged 23 to 27 and found it hit 4.59% in 2025. Back in 2019, that same number sat at just 3.25%, which means we've seen a sharp jump in only a few years. Unemployment tells only part of this story, and the underemployment numbers reveal just how bad things have gotten for degree holders entering the workforce. 41.8% of recent college graduates are underemployed, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, marking the highest level since 2020. More than 4 out of every 10 graduates end up working jobs that don't even require a college degree, which means all those years of studying lead nowhere. For a huge chunk of young people, research shows that 52% of graduates find themselves underemployed within their first year after walking across that graduation stage. Only 27% land jobs that actually match what they studied in school. Picture what this means in practical terms. Young people spend 4 years in classrooms, many taking on crushing debt, averaging around $29,890 for borrowers in 2024, and they wind up working retail counters and coffee shops. Nothing's wrong with those jobs, but that's not what these students signed up for when they agreed to take on tens of thousands of dollars in loans. New York State carries $96.3 billion in outstanding student loan debt, a staggering sum that keeps growing. Delinquency rates climbed to nearly 14% by the end of March 2025 because people simply cannot afford to repay loans for degrees that failed. To deliver the promised careers, the job search itself has transformed into a grinding marathon unlike anything previous generations experienced. The National Association of Colleges and Employers, known as NACI, surveyed the class of 2025 and found these students submitted an average of 10 job applications before graduation. The class of 2024 only needed to send out 6 applications, which shows how quickly conditions deteriorated in just 1 year. Students now begin searching for work 6.4 months before graduation on average, starting earlier than ever and still coming up empty. Hiring projections have essentially collapsed over the past year, and the numbers tell a grim story. Employers initially projected a 7.3% increase in hiring for the class of 2025, but that figure cratered to just 0.6%. Projections for the class of 2026 show a mere 1.6% increase. Gusto, The payroll company tracking these trends forecasts a hiring rate of 4.8% for 2025 graduates. Compare that to the class of 2022, which experienced an 8.7% hiring rate, and you see a 44% decline in just 3 years. What exactly is Governor Hochul doing about any of this? And here's the thing, her workforce policies seem aimed almost entirely at people who don't have college degrees rather than the graduates drowning in debt and rejection letters. October of 2025 brought an announcement that nearly 800 state job titles, covering approximately 20,000 positions, would now accept work experience as an alternative to college degrees. Hochul framed this as breaking through what she called the paper ceiling and said, "Many job seekers have gained valuable real-world work experience in their careers and can use their unique skills and talents to contribute to New York's dedicated public workforce. That policy helps people without degrees climb the ladder, which is genuinely good. But what about the people who already have degrees and still can't find work anywhere?" The governor also launched the SUNY CUNY Reconnect program, offering free community college for adults between 25 and 55 in high-demand fields, with over 11,000 enrolled and $47 million allocated. Another $56.5 million went to youth employment programs, helping about 21,000 young people from low-income families. $200 million more flowed into advanced manufacturing training centers across upstate New York. Every single one of these programs targets people entering the workforce or those without existing degrees. College graduates who already went through the system and emerged into a frozen job market don't appear to be on anyone's radar. Hochul has faced criticism for being disconnected from ordinary people before. This and the pattern keeps repeating itself. May of 2024 brought controversy at the Milken Institute Global Conference when she made a comment about young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know these things.
Immediate backlash followed from community leaders and activists across the city. Rocky Robinson of the Black Opportunities Youth Coalition told reporters she was speechless and thought it was AI when she heard the quote. Hochul apologized and admitted she chose the wrong words while taking full responsibility, but critics called the apology insufficient. February 2025 brought another controversy when she ordered Hunter College to remove a job posting for a Palestinian studies professor, calling the listing divisive, polarizing, and inappropriate. Faculty members and academic freedom organizations pushed back immediately. Kristen Shaverdian from PEN America stated that government officials cannot be in the business of regulating academic job postings. A clear pattern emerges from these incidents. The governor's office and the people in New York's educational institutions seem to exist in different realities. What really stands out after extensive research is this: no record exists of Governor Hochul publicly acknowledging the unemployment or underemployment crisis devastating college graduates. The 5.3% unemployment rate never crossed her lips in any public statement. The 41.8% underemployment rate went completely unmentioned. No policy proposals specifically targeting unemployed or underemployed college graduates have appeared from her administration. She just keeps telling everyone that more college graduates move to New York than anywhere else in the country, and she didn't even cite a source for that claim during her speech. Anyone who's weathered economic hardship or remembers times when the American dream felt perpetually out of reach will find this story painfully familiar. Politicians painting pretty pictures while regular people struggle against harsh reality. Bureau of Labor Statistics data revealed that only 69.6% of 2024 bachelor's degree recipients between 20 and 29 held jobs. The broader population with bachelor's degrees aged 25 and older showed just a 2.5% unemployment rate. That gap proves the problem concentrates specifically among recent graduates, the young people trying to establish themselves in the workforce. This generation heard the same advice repeated endlessly. Go to college, education is the path to success, a degree opens doors. They followed the instructions to the letter and now face the worst job market for college graduates since 2015. Governor Hochul stands at podiums declaring that New York is rising and bragging about college graduates flocking to her state, and you have to wonder whether she's looking at the same data everyone else can see. Federal Reserve numbers, NAC surveys, and employment statistics all tell a completely different story than the one coming from Albany. A generation of college graduates sends out application after application, works jobs that don't require their degrees, and struggles to pay off debt they accumulated based on promises of good employment waiting at the finish line. And the governor of New York keeps telling everyone things have never been better.